Hey guys, Sean Zine, the host for the Network Marketing Insider, where I bring on guests from the network, affiliate, and multi-level marketers who will share their story, talk about their trials and tribulations, things that worked, didn't work, some strategies that they're involved in, processes, and also how to build community, mindset, personal development, you name it, you're going to gain some value. If you're watching from the website, or if you're on the YouTube channel, please drop a comment where you're watching from at least, or hashtag live or replay, whatever you're catching this. Hit the like button and please share the video. If you're listening to any of the verticals like Spotify and Apple and Amazon, please give us a review at the end. And don't forget to go to the description and reach out directly to the guest, because I know the value you're going to gain. You're going to want more of it. So you can reach out and have a connection call with them directly. Mention the podcast and they'll definitely take your call. My next guest, we have Jeff Cohen. What's up, Jeff? How are you?
I'm well. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. I appreciate taking some time and dropping some value today. We got connected, and it's something that we had a great call, and I felt some energy, and I think the value is going to be, brought to the attention of those who are watching or listening. I always ask, who are you, and why did you get into network and affiliate marketing?
Great question. Sometimes I scratch my head and wonder the same thing. Quite honestly, I got into network marketing over 20 years ago, and I was introduced to some of the biggest and brightest leaders in the business. And at the time, I was introduced to a company called Mona V. And that's how I started my entrance into the network marketing world as being a CMO for Mona V. I came from anything but the network marketing world. I was in the product marketing world. I was in the television world. I was in the entertainment world. So my background was, how do you bring products forward to the world to find out that there is an importance to them and it solves a problem for a customer? And that's what I've been doing all my life, whether it be a movie or whether it be, a Monavie, whether it's the acai berry juice. So over time, I took this on the road and I wanted to be involved with the leadership in the field, hands-on, walking with them in their tracks, and then, sitting in the meetings in somebody's dining room at the time, and then, going out to every hotel banquet room. Obviously, things changed over time, but that was my start to it. And I found that leaders that were empowered or were helped to understand the value of marketing and how to use the resources available at the time, or how to find new resources, was the key to success.
I like that. I like that a lot. And guys, CMO, you're a marketing guy. You know what is working. Now, I guess you weren't in the network marketing, right? And you're in all the other spaces. What do you think is missing in those other spaces that would make them more successful? Because I found network marketing and affiliate marketing, man, having a team is the missing link. But people don't understand it in the retail side, the other side of marketing, right?
Right. Well, I think what happened is retail now is taking on the aspects of team marketing. If you're a Target or Dick's Sporting Goods or whatever, you're looking for a team of people to help you get the message out regardless. It could be influencers, it could be community, it could be, young kids that are on a team. It could be moms, moms that shop at certain stores. But basically, it's not the establishment's role to be the only one speaking into the community.
Mm.
You need bodies, you need voices, and it needs to be done at every level of communication, at any and every distribution point. So in person, online, you name it.
There should be a lot of steps, right? There should be an email going out. There should be marketing. You can deal with video. You have influencers. You have that. I like that you were talking about as far as the team aspect. Yeah, if you think about the community, the more people you can get onto your side, and then they're out there talking to others to go to this place, go to that place, they're going to go. You tell people about a movie you saw or maybe the coffee shop you've been to. You use the same strategy and you reward your community, your team that you have that's coming in on the retail side. And then online, I like this whole online space where you're not having to trade your time for money. A lot of people have to go somewhere and be somewhere and clock in and make sure they're there. With an online space, you could be working from your phone, from a computer. You could be on the beach and still work. And that's a powerful thing that people have trouble with. I think the motivation is lacking.
Oh, absolutely. I think that, the thing that you have today is anybody can have a message and put it out there. Now, the quality of the message and the content, the value of it, is it information? Is it entertainment? I like to use infotainment to get people's attention and then educate them. People tend to absorb that kind of stuff. If you just keep on going and say we have the best, peptide or the best cream for your skin or the best energy drink, well, there's 100 other people saying exactly the same thing. Give me something better. Give me something different. Tell me something I don't know. Give me results. Um, you know, so people can do that, and then now with the way you can set up your team, the team can be taking messages out 24 by 7. And I always looked at it as like an aircraft carrier. You have the aircraft taking on and off all night long, all day long, flying sorties to hitting their destinations and their targets. You just can't do it once a day. You got to do it every day, all different levels. Your leaders have certain messages. The under those leaders have certain message. Under those leaders have certain message. Your whole team, from top to bottom, bottom up, has the methods to make a message. And when you put all the pieces together, the continuity is the company and the brand, the product, and then basically the value of the person who's giving the message. So you believe people who live the product, live the life, live the results, have given people products that they've used before, have given people opportunities to make money, whether you're an MLM leader or an affiliate marketer. And with all of that said, it sounds textbook, but it's not textbook anymore. You don't go in your car and listen to a video, or a CD anymore like you used to, of somebody telling you how to go step 1, do this, step 2. Today, you're making those steps. You're creating those steps based on what you know is best. And if you do that right, now I see leaders who were mid-level tiered leaders years ago. Now they're top leaders because they've evolved, and they've evolved what they say, they evolve what they deliver. And you never say that a leader can time out, you get too old, but their role changes. So you got to teach your team how to keep this up with you and without you. And I think that's a key.
I think that's the key. Very well said. You have to make sure that we are educating, we are providing value. But I like what you're saying. You have to believe in whatever product or service that you're involved in. If you get involved with something and you never use it, how can you actually give a recommendation for it, because you don't know what it's even done, what it's all about? You have to get yourself immersed into it, get into the trainings, get into understanding what's going on so that you can be a billboard for that business. Otherwise, you're lying to people, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There were times where people were, slightly involved with a product, and they had slightly the right buzzwords to use and that would be okay. That's not the case anymore. You need to be able to speak to somebody, send them the information, send them, you know, referrals, send them testimonials, give them a sample, talk to them about, I'm sending you this, I want to follow up with you and see how this worked for you. Let's talk about it. That interaction is invaluable. You can't get away with just saying, buy it, try it, feel it. That's not it anymore. You got to be involved. You got to be immersed with your customers. And, at every level again, it's not the corporation that you represent, job. It's your individual responsibility because then you have people say, well, I didn't make any money. I didn't do it right. The company didn't teach me. Training and education comes, but it's also evolution of what you've learned. Lots of people have been in this business and they should take all of those learnings and apply them, even if it's not the same product they're in. They could have gone from, you know, a consumable product to a non-consumable product. It could be, who knows, you know, if you are in health and wellness, great. You may not be in health and wellness. You may be in another category, but having strong feelings for the product, personal use, the background to speak to the product, the solid company behind it that people will check out. There's been a lot of upheaval in the marketplace in terms of the companies that people represent, and they didn't want to get burned anymore. So finding the company that delivers on all of those things that you need to check off on, what was important years ago, technology has changed and products have changed and the technology in the products have changed. So, you don't have to rely on certain products like you did before, and that was the only answer. Now, you have all different types of products and the way they were manufactured, the way they were tested, and how they're used on a daily basis. You don't have to just take pills and creams anymore. So, I think that, I'm involved in products that have been developed since the earlier days of a product that was only relying on the word energy. Well,
Hmm.
how did you get the energy out of that product? What was the formulation? What was the ingredients? I'm into products now that are several versions later, not V2, not V3, but even like V10. And it's a whole new marketplace. And people are really looking for that, where I don't want this product that I could find on the store shelf. I want the product that I can really go back to what MLM and affiliate marketing used to be, something that you couldn't get somewhere else that really was valuable to your health and your wealth.
Now, I agree 100%. A lot of the companies, well, Jeff was saying early on that people complain they're not making any money because of the company, and it's not the company that's going to be selling the products and services. It's you are the personal brand. You're the one that's out there that's talking to other people, and if you're not talking to people and just sharing links, that's not doing anything. Oh, I want a passive business. I want passive income. Passive income comes when you put the work in. It's not just sign up for something and, oh, I'm going to make a lot of money. You make a lot of money because over time you're learning the skills that are making people successful. Like Jeff was saying, he was in meetings with these top leaders. What were three items that would help someone today that maybe you picked up on when you were in that group with these leaders? Because leaders have masterminds. They share what's working, what's not working. Was there anything that you can share that you picked up on from going to these meetings in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that struck me from the get-go was you have to put yourself forward in front of people, and some people are just not wired to be doing that. So, you know, if you're meeting somebody or you're talking to somebody, it used to be that the business was belly to belly. You'd meet somebody, you talk to them over a cup of coffee, and that sufficed. That's not it, right? But in a way today, are you prepared to put yourself on a video that you make and post to speak to hundreds at a time versus the one to one, which was the yesteryear? That still requires you to be, you know, looking into a camera, being able to eloquently
Hmm.
speak and deliver a message that is stopping somebody for their attention. You only have a few seconds to stop them to get their attention. Number two, you only have a few seconds to tell them what they need to know. And hopefully you've touched something that will that create a follow-up from them to you, you to them. So, number one, get yourself out there. Use all the technologies today that allow you to get out there.
Hmm.
Number two, number two is, you know, you need to lead. You need to say things, you need to be things, you need to represent someone who will follow. I worked for a guy, Ted Turner, when I came down into it to Atlanta, and he had something he said: lead, follower, get out of the way.
Makes sense.
People do need to kind of figure out what lane they're in. That doesn't mean they can't be a leader, but maybe they're a better follower and they can evolve to become a leader.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's never be one or the other. Everybody should be a leader. Everybody should get to the point where they are doing what they love and then have the people that they're working with, and they built a team. A team could be more than one. It could be 101. It could be 100,001, right? I've worked with
Right.
leaders that had teams all over the world. They were not shy to go and tell what needed to be said to their teams, no matter if it U.S., Canada, Mexico, Japan. It didn't matter. Um, there were different things to be said. There were different nuances, even sometimes different products. But you know, everything is not vanilla where it works across the board, no matter if you're sitting in Duluth, Georgia, or Duluth, Minnesota.
Mm.
Or if you're, in Paris, France, or Paris, Texas, right? There's just differences. So knowing your audiences, that's the key. And I think you need to treat people like you would want them to treat you. I learned that. I saw people that maybe weren't the nicest all the time, and they had their following. But they didn't have a complete following because some of the people didn't think that they were being treated correctly. So maybe there's a balance to treat people like you would want to be treated across the board, and then you have more people following you, and you could be
Right.
more receptive to what you're hearing from people, and vice versa. The last part is listen to what people are saying. If you're a leader and you don't listen to somebody, then you're dead, because it can't be your way. It has to be everybody's way. So I think that listening well and applying all that to the group and then where it's going and what you're doing. And in today's world, you have all these tools to work with. Being MLM world, being an affiliate marketing world, they both use the same tools. You need to practice using all of those tools. You need to have some budgets to spend as well.
Yep.
You
Yep.
can't do it on a shoestring. So saying I'm going to go do it and I put it out there and I'm only talking to the 100 people I know organically daily does not build you a business. You've got to have the resources and monies to spend appropriately so you're growing your footprint beyond your organic, reaching people that are like-minded, looking for either products or business opportunities or health solutions or wealth solutions, and speak to those topics, because everybody's not all looking for those same things. Somebody's just saying, I need to make money.
Right.
Or
Right.
somebody's looking for a health solution, I need to get better. So just talking to one aspect of all of this is limiting. So you have to be, you got to keep yourself a little scoreboard of here are the things that I need to cover. here are the things I need to talk to, what targets to reach, and I apply X amount of dollars to that. And as I see it working, up spend here, down spend there, adjust, and you'll see your growth of your organic people as well as your net new followers and your net new viewers.
Yeah, when you start and are focused only on the people you know, you're going to run out of them, right? There's only a certain amount of time, and there's only a certain amount of time they want to continue talking to you. If you are, every time you speak to them, oh, I got this product or service, can you get up, join me? You got to be honest and upfront, but also respectful. But I liked how Jeff was saying, get yourself out there. Yes, doing video, becoming comfortable, being uncomfortable, because that's where a lot of people will start seeing change happen and growth happening. Listening while you're a leader. Yes, that's why I love doing these, because I can listen. I'm not sitting here trying to get information to you. I'm taking what you're saying, reflecting, and then diving deeper, finding out what other areas we can kind of bring more value. But if it's always one-sided when you go into conversations, it's going to be difficult. And yes, practicing. Nobody likes to practice. Go to any surgeon out there, they practiced hours, 10,000 hours to get to the point that they're what they would consider good. You have to do the same thing. Talk to people, practice on that, emails, copywriting, maybe what you're doing as far as video content. Use ChatGPT to come up with ideas. There's lots of things that you can do today, but people are afraid. And then Jeff said, having a budget, yes. Put more money toward things that are working, take less money that are not. But it's a business, guys. This is not a hobby. You want to make money, you got to use some of your money that you're earning to make yourself, it exponentially grows if you're doing that kind of mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the other very important part today's world is we all know people. So the thing is, when you're talking to somebody, you've known people for 20 years, 10 years, maybe a new acquaintance. You've pitched them, you talk to them, right? But in your community, there may be someone who's an influencer in your community that has a net base of people that you don't, that you could partner with them.
Right.
So in my case, I'm working with athletes. So I'm working with people like trainers who train athletes, whether they're in high school or college or semi-pro or pro. And I'm working with each influencer that's in each of those areas. So when mom and dad are dropping their kids off for, football practice at a sports complex, that influencer is helping them learn the sport, but also prepare how to be a better player by taking the right supplements. It's not only how far can I throw the ball, how fast I can run, is what do you do when you train? So my point is, find people that you may be in your community that you could partner with that are reaching some of the same people you want to reach, and work together towards getting more people to listen to you, hear you, get in front of you. They are the ones that are going to grow your business, where you are, don't have to do all the heavy lifting yourself. It used to be a leader said, I'm going to do it, I'll take care of it, and I'll put it in front of my other team members, and they take it and run with it. No. Let the downline, let all the people that are on your team contribute to building each arm of the program.
Right.
In theory, you've built a really strong tree. And it'll grow faster, it'll grow wider, and at the end of the day, more people will be buying products and saying, hey, I like that from that guy, that team, that company.
I know a lot of times there's leaders out there that have that shiny object syndrome. They like something else pops in. They get bored. They get complacent. Then they're looking, and then they hurt the business that they're currently in if there's always now going to their downline. Oh, you got to get into this because I just got into it. I'm always telling people, let's focus on one thing. Drive home. Be hyper-focused on whatever it is. And then you could do some email blasts, you could do some text messages. But if you're in social media and you're like pitching this one product and service, then tomorrow you're pitching another product and service, you're going to confuse people. What are you doing? But if you have hopefully an email list or a community maybe on Skool that I highly recommend, you can now drip on them. You can talk to them. You could text message people. Hey, I have something new that I'm looking at. Would you look into it with me? Instead of just broadcasting, because you are working with a company, stay with that company. Don't be there for only a couple of weeks and say you didn't make any money. Stick it out for a year, see where you're at. Because I know in that year, you're going to find the time, you're going to find the income, or maybe now you have to scrap it because you didn't put the time, or you really didn't use your skills properly in that year. But after a year, then contemplate. Don't wait a couple months and then jump ship to something else, because you're not going to be successful. It'll be the same cycle that many people go into.
Yeah, you're very true. I mean, I think the most important thing is, human beings want success rapidly.
Yeah.
We all do. We all would appreciate that. But success comes with work. Time needs to be put into things to develop. Um, you know, I think that I've seen people spend the equal amount of time in a company. Some wanted to become a level of success that was the highest rank. Some wanted it to be involved in the biggest community of people. They're all, some people were looking for ways that I can go on earn money or trips. There were
Yeah.
all different goals for the family members or the individuals of what they wanted to achieve. The people that said, I can't seem to get started, were the ones that may have not gotten the proper coaching
Yeah.
or not putting enough time into it. Saying you're involved, but only having a few hours a day to put into it, that's understandable in today's world. Some people are doing multiple jobs, right? But you're not going to earn astronomical amount of money by only putting a few hours in, unless you found the answer to longevity, right? It's not going to happen. So you have to put the time in. The other thing is putting the time in, and you let you put the time in, and you have the people properly involved with you, and you realize your potential is either it's going to happen or it's not. That's when I think you can determine how long should it work for me, and I'm going to stick with it now, or I need to look for something else. But when you're in some camp and company doing one thing, and then you look for the bright shiny ball that somebody's talking about over there, and you're going to do two at once, three at once, you lose credibility. And most people will say, I don't want you on my team if you're going to be doing that, because how can you build a business if you're not focused? So I think your question, you need to focus. You need to do one thing at a time, give it enough time, put your heart into it, make sure you've done it right. Just like a kid, if a kid doesn't learn how to do something right, they're not getting it right. So the question is, what are you going to do to help them get it right?
Right. Right.
Recognize that, and then if you've done it right, you're on the road to success. If you've done it all that you could, and you put your best effort in, but it's not working, well, then there's a reason for examination and say, what else should I try?
Man, lots of value here, guys. Lots of value brought by Jeff today. Jeff, I want to give you the floor. I want you to pitch your product that you are involved in, that you are emotionally attached, that you want people driven to get on board with. Go ahead, Jeff.
Thanks. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I work with a lot of sports teams. I've worked with a lot of sports organizations, and I spent a lot of time in developing product for athletes of all ages, whether you're in high school, whether you're in college, semi-pro, pro, even active lifestyle. And what that is, it's called CellPwrSport, CellPwr Sport. And what this product is it's not a monster drink. It's not injectable, peptides. It's not collagen. It's actually the basic thing we learned in the in bio class in high school. Your body has mitochondria in your body. The mitochondria needs an ATP to produce energy that goes into the cells. CellPwrSport does that. It creates the ATP necessary in the mitochondria to go into every cell in order for you to be ready to play and train and recover, whether you're a high school athlete, whether you're, a college athlete, whether you're a semi-pro athlete. It's all natural, and it doesn't have the bad side of some of the things that people take, that saying I need to drink this or take this in order to gain energy, which has bad influences into your body and your physiology. So CellPwrSport is what I focus on. I'm working with influencers across the board in all different sports, male and female, all different levels. And the results that they're finding is they can practice better, they can play better, they have the energy necessary at all phases of playing. So it's made from combinations of rice. It's all natural, non-GMO. It's not manufactured in a test tube. It has 4 ingredients, and all you need to do is to take it on a regimen, and and your body is working in the right direction. It is for affiliate marketers. You can go out there if you're an affiliate marketer, you want to go out there and represent or try it and go take it to your constituents. Instead of donut raising, donuts for fundraising on sports teams for high school, you do Cell Power, and then they're at least getting the energy they need too. I mean, there's all different ways that we've given people the opportunity. It's available for everybody. So that's what I've been working on. I find getting a lot of traction now, and we're attracting, all different types of influencers, as we mentioned before. That said, hey, Megan Martin, who is the first women American Ninja Warrior champion, she uses it. I have, all different types. I have sports casters who've worked with every sports team in the world talking about it because they use it for their workouts. So short of a pitch, take a look at it. See if it's something that would be of interest to you. CellPwrSport.com.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll have a link in the description, guys. Click on it, get on board, get educated. If you're interested, get on, tell us what you think about it in this video so we can show the proof is in the pudding, right? So I want to thank Jeff for sharing all this value with us today. And definitely we'll have him on in the near future. Everyone else, I want to remind you, I'm here to help, motivate, and inspire. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Jeff, stick around for one moment.
Sure will.